Hello, my name's James and welcome to this Astranti industry analysis video for the May and August 2020 operational case study exam sittings. So in this video today we are going to be examining the wider industry around our pre-seen company ChargeIT, which is a manufacturer of domestic electronic cordless goods, principally hoovers and lawnmowers. Now the way this video is going to work is that I'm going to go through our industry analysis pack and essentially pull out and develop on a little bit some of the key points that I think are particularly relevant to your exam. This video therefore is not a substitute for the overall industry analysis pack that we provide. We very much recommend that you take the time to read this analysis document in full and use it in conjunction with this video product. Okay, so with that little introduction out of the way, let's dive straight into our analysis. And we're going to start the video today with a brief introduction into the history of this industry in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we're going to start here with a brief look over the history of vacuum cleaners specifically, and we'll then move on and repeat this for garden products like lawnmowers. Okay? So in terms of the early history of the vacuum cleaner, the first vacuum cleaner was brought into existence by an American named James Spangler in Ohio in 1908. Now, this entrepreneur was tired of breathing in the dust caused by the upright in the shop in which he worked. And as a result, to attempt to mitigate this potential issue, Spangler created a primitive vacuum cleaner simply from a box, a fan, a pillowcase and a broomstick. Now Spangler went on to patent his invention and then sent this vacuum cleaner to his cousin, Susan Hoover. Name might sound familiar, right? Who soon became an avid supporter of the product, sharing it with her husband, William Hoover. Okay, now William Hoover then sensed the potential of Spangler's invention and bought the patent from this initial inventor and started production. And here we have the first Hoover being born. Okay, so in terms of things we can take from this section, I think the first thing to reinforce is that we have a product or an industry here where technology is very important. We only see the first vacuum cleaner actually being developed at the start of the 20th century, okay? So we can assume that going forward we have quite technically complex products and that technology is going to be a key factor in terms of things like product development and providing competitive advantages to businesses. And then also, crucially, it's clear here we have a functional product, i.e. a product that is designed to make the lives of its users easier. The initial development of this product is all centered around this idea of being sort of functional and convenient for users, okay? So I think this is a key idea for us to keep in mind as we go through this analysis, remembering that this is essentially a functional product that makes the lives of its users easier. Jumping down our analysis a little bit, we see that Hoovers were initially viewed as luxury products, but that this industry continued to grow over subsequent years, and Hoovers essentially became staple items in the majority of households over the years. And over the years, we see a range of different innovations that you can see on screen at the moment. So particular innovations of note include the first vacuum cleaner with a disposable bag in 1920, the first bagless vacuum cleaner invented by James Dyson in 1978, and also specific innovations in relation to the use of robotics later on in the history of this industry in 1997 and 2002. So clearly here the idea that we're dealing with a product that is a sort of necessity for many domestic households, that fulfills a functional need for many domestic households, is reinforced to us here. And we also begin to see a little bit more about how technology impacts this industry in terms particularly in relation to things like innovation and the importance of continuing to innovate and improve products for users. Moving on to focus more specifically on the history of cordless garden products. Okay, so prior to the development of products like lawnmowers, grass was cut manually by workers using scythes. However, there were a range of issues with this process in terms of the difficulty of doing it and obviously the time that was spent undertaking this. Okay, so towards the tail end of the Industrial Revolution in 1830, the first lawnmower was being brought to life by Edwin Budding, a Gloucestershire-based engineer. So after witnessing a particular piece of machinery in a local cloth mill, Budding realised he could use this technology for garden care based products. And by mounting this mechanism on a wheeled frame, he essentially established the first cylinder mower. Budding then entered into a partnership with another engineer and essentially started the mass production of these cylinder mowers from a factory in Stroud. Following Budding's initial innovation and development of this product, we see a range of different innovations in relation to this technology. So in the early 1900s, for example, we see steam lawnmowers introduced using either a lightweight petrol engine or a steam-powered unit to power them. And then in the early 20th century, a little bit further on, we see gas-powered mowers and push mowers being established, okay? And then as we progress through the 20th century, lawnmowers seem to become more lighter, smaller, and more efficient. And then, as with our hoovers, as we get into the start of the 21st century, we see the first developments begin to occur in relation to things like robotics. Okay, so again here we see this trend of convenience shining through. These products were initially designed to make the lives of their users easier. Okay, so a key idea for us to keep in mind throughout our analysis, as we talked about in relation to our Hoover products. We also clearly see how the use of technology is a key aspect of these products. These again are technical products, and technology has played a key role in their sort of history and in their development over time. So again, another key factor here. And then perhaps in this section more than the Hoover section that we've just talked about, we see how a combination of technology and a desire to make people's lives easier have sort of combined and manifested themselves in a range of different innovations where new and innovative technologies have been implemented as part of lawnmower products to make these products easier to use for consumers. Okay. So to make them lighter and to make them more efficient. And finally, in recent years, in relation to the development of robotic technology, which could actually remove the need for consumers to cut their lawns themselves. Okay, so how does all this relate to our pre-seen company ChargeIT? Well, firstly, here we've seen that the history of both floor care and garden care products has been interwoven with themes like innovation and technological development. And we see this very much replicated in relation to the operations of our pre-seen company ChargeIT. So key aspects of ChargeIT's success relate to the business's research and development function and its products development, which has allowed it to establish areas of core competence, areas of competitive advantage in relation to things like battery technology. And this is then reflected in the wider company culture that is in place within the business, which is highly innovative and continually focuses around a desire to expand the business's product ranges and the markets into which it operates. The other key theme we see throughout the history of this industry relates to the theme of convenience. Okay, so the inception of both these two ranges of products centered around making the lives of people easier, and then areas of innovation and areas of development we see in relation to these products as we progress through their histories, again, center around making these products easier to use for consumers. Now this relates very specifically to ChargeIT and its operations, and we know that ChargeIT are a champion of the use of technology to ensure their products are more convenient, more usable for customers. And nowhere does this manifest itself more obviously than in relation to the cordless technology that the company uses. So the company's whole brand is based around the use of technology, and we can therefore see how the company's whole sort of ethos, whole mission as it were, is based around making the people's domestic environments less of a chore in terms of maintaining these environments. Having watched this sample, we'd like to take the opportunity to draw your attention to a few of the other products that Astranti offer in relation to the case study exams. Now the first of these is a study text, and this study text is available for all three of the CIMA case study levels. This study text contains comprehensive advice on how to pass the relevant level case study exam. This is advice ranging from tips on how the exams are actually marked and what you need to do to get these marks, all the way through to actually writing style and other key advice. These study texts are then supplemented by course videos, and again these course videos touch on some of the key ideas that you need to abide by, that you need to be aware of when looking to pass your case study exams. For individual sittings, we then produce pre-scene analysis videos. Now these are a range of videos where an expert in the office dissects the pre-scene in minute detail, bringing out some of the key points that you need to be aware of and really giving you a thorough understanding of the company for you to take into your exam. These pre-scene analysis videos are then supplemented by our industry analysis pack. Now you'll be aware of this if you just watched our sample video, but essentially what this pack contains is an analysis on the industry behind the fictional case study company. So we look at the industry itself, competitors, things like that, really dig into detail here so you don't have to do this as part of your revision. And then crucially, we compare this to the case study company. So what we have here is a video that you've just seen a sample of, but the main thing we produce in this regard is a industry analysis document. On top of these products, we then produce mock exams. So there'll be a range of different mock exams for each case study sitting. And these are designed to be as real life as possible, as close to the real life exam as possible. So we provide not only a range of mock questions, but we also provide comprehensive, detailed model solutions, if you like. So you can compare your answers with the model solutions produced by our experts in-house. On top of this, you can then also choose to have the solutions that you create to our mock exams marked and then personalized feedback provided by CIMA qualified accountants. Now, on top of all these options, we also offer a comprehensive masterclass. And what this masterclass is really good for is those sorts of people who maybe have decided to study for the exam at the last minute, or those of you who just want a sort of comprehensive overview of everything that the exam will cover. And so these are comprehensive recordings which you can either watch live or which you can watch as recordings, covering everything you need to know about the exam. And finally, we do have a lot of confidence in the quality of our material. So if you purchase our full course pack, and if you don't pass your exam, unfortunately, using this pack, then we will offer you a pass guarantee. Essentially, we will provide you with free materials for the next course sitting. So all that's left for me to say is, once again, thank you very much for watching this video and best of luck in your exam from everyone here at Astranti.